It's not enough to just hide behind technology. Having real conversations with your clients, engaging them, digging deeper, understanding who they are and what they want, that goes a long way toward keeping top of mind awareness and doing the best job you can for your clients. You know how some people hate the sound of their own voice?
Yeah, that got cut off though. That was weird.
Yeah, well, I am one of those people. I love that we see Parker in that opening, but listening to my own voice,
I like the sound. It sounds good.
I'm glad you like it. I'm glad somebody likes
I
it.
always sound like really high pitched. I'm like, I don't.
It's because you're really high pitched.
Am I?
Yeah, and I am very nasal. I'm very nasal.
I don't think I'm really high pitched.
Right. All right. So, say it again.
Our our scrolling banner.
Okay. All right. So one of the agents contacted me the other day, and I've been meaning to talk about this for quite some time. All right. She wanted to know, do we participate in, program X, whatever this is? And the person she was dealing with apparently is a veteran, and they would only deal with her if she's in program X. And I immediately knew what program X was, and what it is. It's like a commission rebate program. And what they do is they target cops, firemen, military veterans, and they offer a commission rebate. Now, It is not our place to comment on business models or anything like that. It's
unless you suck, then we. No, I'm just kidding.
Say it again.
I said unless you suck.
Unless you suck, right? If you suck, right. So, it made me realize there's a lot of stuff out there that targets like the heroes, like the firemen, the cops, the veterans.
It's a big trend nowadays.
Right. There's a lot out there. And somebody asked in the promo, are you going to name names? No, we're not going to name them. We'll name some legitimate things that we've had experience with. But, calling out what we think is a scam, I don't know. But there's just a couple of things people need to be aware of, right? First of all, no matter who you are, it is fair game to say that if my only value proposition to you is a discount, then I may not be the best match for you in the largest transaction of your life. Just putting that out there.
Right. The discount might not really be so much of a discount.
It may not be a discount. Now, if you save, for example, if you get a commission rebate, for example, understand there are people who will enroll in these programs, licensees, people like you and me, who enroll in these programs not necessarily because they care about veterans or, believe in the mission or anything like that, but it's just because they're thirsty for business. And if they can get their foot in the door in a rebate or a discount model, it will help them generate a little bit of business, and they may not be the right person for you. Okay. One of the unfortunate tangential things about what most military veteran heroes programs do is they throw money at them in the form of a discount, right? Or, for example, with the VA, free stuff like low down payment, GI Bill, things like that. And those are benefits that are decades old and have with them strings attached that veterans should understand as well. So there's a lot to unpack, and I'll share with you a couple things. The Veterans Association, the government entity to help veterans, does very, very good things. VA hospitals, the GI Bill, which my father took advantage of to get an MBA. All right. The Veterans mortgage, the VA mortgage. Okay. Now, understand with the VA mortgage, no matter how much people say that they want to help veterans, if you can get a different mortgage from a VA mortgage, you will help your cause immensely in many respects, because a lot of people don't want to sell to a VA mortgage. They want to help veterans, but they don't want to sell to a VA mortgage because it is a zero down program where there's a concern that there's not enough skin in the game, and the appraisal for VA mortgages are very, very invasive, because the presumption of the lender is that the borrower, because it's zero down, doesn't have a lot of cash, and they cannot buy something that's going to need many repairs.
Yeah, but
So
some of the repairs on the list are ridiculous.
they absolutely are. They absolutely scraping and painting the eaves.
Yeah.
That's, I could do that in a weekend, but the appraisals will call for those things, right? And that's something that sellers are not excited about. All right. So again, just a warning to those who have a DD 214 and qualify for a VA mortgage. The seller who is selling their home may not be too jazzed about your VA mortgage.
Now, just there are ways to offset that. We've talked about in the past here. You can absolutely put money down on contract signing that you will get back at closing, but also you could put in the contract that you personally, Mr. Buyer or Mrs. Buyer, can agree to making and fixing any repairs that the appraiser may come up with. And you can even put a cap on there. So you're not entering. So you can say $3,000. Now you're putting work into your own home. You can also put it that the work would not be completed until you had a clear to close, with that being the only contingency. So there are ways to work around it if you have the right agent who knows how to.
There's a lot of workarounds, and understand that a lot of these workarounds are still a little bit of a hassle, no matter how you slice it. And sellers, especially in this environment, don't want a hassle. They want a bidding war, sell it in the first weekend, leave me alone.
Right? That being said, though, there is a zeitgeist, or the atmosphere of our country is very much about veterans and first responders. So if presented correctly, I think you have a chance still.
You do. Look, Christina, not too long ago, Christina Gamero, one of our great agents, did a $700,000 deal on a VA, and she represented the buyer. I said, you'll never do it, and she did it, right? Mm-hmm. So she presented it very well. So in this background, in this milieu you're discussing, right, there is a danger to the beneficiaries of these programs that they will get scammed. Okay. And all of these websites are just filled with eagles and flags and everything like that. And a lot of them are not charities. Okay. So a lot of the programs, like the Program X that this agent asked me about, actually is run by the Navy Federal Credit Union. Legitimate, right? So for those of you out there who are looking at Realty Plus, it appears to be run by the Navy Federal Credit Union. It's legit, if that's the case, right? But there's a lot of things out there, again, maybe they're legitimate, maybe they're fine, but they're not charities. And one of them, actually, to their credit, I suppose, has a, us against them thing on here. And they're like, donates to charity. Yes, we do. These others, don't, blah, blah, blah. And like, okay, yeah.
That you texted it to me.
Yeah, I sent it to you. But like, yeah, if you donate to charity, you probably aren't a charity, right? So a lot of these programs are for-profit companies. Some of them are even run by veterans, which again is fine. But they're not charities. All right.
On the
So,
flip side,
yeah.
'cause, um, I can appreciate the honesty here. So, there are a lot of charities where less than 20% of the monies that come in go to the actual charitable function or entity. So
Yeah.
I,
I mean, that's that
but
right there. That what I just showed you, I give them a lot of credit.
yeah, at least it's very
They're like,
upfront. Like,
yeah,
for example, and this doesn't have anything to do with veterans, but it's a very known, what people perceive to be a charity, the Goodwill. Goodwill is a for-profit organization. They are
didn't know that,
not a charity. Yeah, they
but
are a for-profit organization.
they have goodwill.
But they have goodwill and
Yeah, I
they
didn't know
do
that.
a lot of good. There's, they clothe and
They've helped
provide.
me clean a lot of rooms. They've helped me clean a lot of rooms in this house. Now, one thing I also discovered is that there is a military relocation program, military relocation professional designation that NAR offers. There are a lot of military programs that banks and real estate companies offer. Now, some of the programs that real estate companies offer, interestingly enough, are not commission rebates, but they are, we will help you get a real estate license. Okay. We will help you get a post-military career. We'll help you get a military real estate license. That is all good. Years ago, I blogged that I an offer still stands that one veteran a year we will sell their house gratis. Yeah, Laura, you're the one that got me thinking. Laura's the one that got me thinking. But which also makes me think,
Good morning, Sandy. Good morning,
yeah,
Laura.
not charities. Not charities. If they masquerade as a charity, it's not cool, because what it does is it kind of, largest is owned by the members. Which is, yep, yeah, it is a rebate program, and it's, look, Zillow charges a referral fee. Everybody's charging a referral fee these days, so they're no different from anybody else. And
So
yeah,
I don't think we're saying either like that people shouldn't. So my point about Goodwill is, or even a lot of charities like American Cancer Society, you can go on and on. They're not super transparent about the fact that they're like 70% administrative fees, means paying salaries and whatnot to run the organization, and a very small percentage. So just because it's a charity or not a charity, I don't think, in my opinion, defines whether or not it's a good or not good program. It's
yeah,
really, what are the real true benefits to the veteran, to the first responders, to the civil servants, understanding that, and not just because somebody slaps a label on it saying, veteran, or with that, with
well,
the
right,
words.
okay, so
Those words are tugging heartstrings big
yeah,
time.
it is hijacking valor. All right, is what it does. So you you're not a going to get my stamp of approval just because you have an eagle, a flag, and a rebate. Right.
Exactly.
Here's what a veteran deserves, in my opinion, from their real estate professional, more than a discount on the commission. They need the best advocacy from the best professional possible.
Especially if they're using a VA loan with 0% down, and perhaps they don't have the money to put down.
100%. So the NAR military relocation professional thing, absolutely a great thing. Can you work with a veteran real estate agent? Look, somebody I admire greatly, and I'll give him a shout out, Levi Rogers down in Texas. I served with him on the agent advisory board for Zillow and Trulia. And this was a guy who saw combat. Okay. He saw combat. And he is a great agent with a phenomenal operation, and he runs a great business. That is the kind of guy I would want a veteran to work with, more than somebody that's got the eagle, the flag, and the rebate.
Yep.
Okay. They deserve our best. And it's easy to throw money at them, but there's more to it than that. I think if you're going to do something that attracts agents to help veterans, then other than the rebate, what you should do is you should vet the shit out of those agents. You should survey their last 20 clients and make sure all 20 were like, Brian Brady, he is the goods. Jennifer Marr, the best. Unequivocal endorsement. That should come before a rebate, in my opinion.
Well, and then, yeah. And unfortunately, there's still, see, we were talking about this morning about consistency, and the realtor organizations are trying to come out with ways to eliminate bias. There's a bias towards non-down payment, and you end up working with someone who's like, oh, I'll just take this buyer because I don't have any other buyers, and doesn't really understand what it takes to finesse to get a seller to accept an offer like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, you don't want to end up working with that buyer's agent either, just because you're a body and there's a possibility.
You have to have someone who can sell your offer. If you're a buyer, you have to have somebody that gives you the best possible advocacy. We'll give a shout out to Christian Babcock. Referred us a very nice lady who was widowed, selling her house up in Orange County, and she sold VA. And it wasn't an easy thing, but she said, I met those kids. I like them. I want them to have the house.
There are people, because let's remind you, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, and by the way, Sammy, thank you for the love, and Brian, and of course, Laura, but you want, I lost my train of thought. What was I saying?
Christian gave us the client who sold to the VA clients, the VA buyers.
Oh yeah, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, or Mr. whatever, that remember at the closing table, the amount of the down payment and deposit will mean nothing to you. So don't be so afraid. While we agree, there are ways to create skin in the game. But let's be, in our area of New York, there really is no skin in the game anyway, because I rarely see an attorney go after a down payment. So,
well, that's a whole other thing. That's a whole other thing. But I think the brokerages that truly want to help have to do more than just offer rebates. That's my point. And if your business model is solely a rebate and you're not vetting the professionals, what are you doing? So what you're saying is you're commoditizing professional help, and you are saying that all real estate agents are the same, all lenders are the same, and the only difference is who's going to give you the biggest kickback. And I think that fools a lot of veterans into thinking that they're getting the best, and they are not. Mm-hmm. You should do the research on your agent. You should do the research on their past clientele. You should ask them difficult questions. You should ask them how many VA deals they have done. All right.
And I hate to say this, but you should also vet out whether participating in one of those loans and programs is the best thing for you. It may be, and it may not be.
We've had a situation where a guy was able to put 20% down. He still wanted to go VA because he thought it was his benefit. Not necessary. Leave the money for somebody that really needs it. Now, I want to show you something. Now, I specifically saved this for the end, but this guy here, all right, Joseph Ferranda, he is a guy that deserved everything we could give him. And two wars, World War II, for 4 years, graduated in 42 from Fordham. From 42 to 45 was in the South Pacific. Married my mother 6 weeks later. Korea broke out. Spent another 18 months, 2 years, maybe more, in South Korea, where he was first lieutenant of a platoon. Nearly got killed, saw combat, and earned a Bronze Star. Got his GI Bill, Master's in Business Administration. Lived with undiagnosed, untreated PTSD the rest of his days. I hated waking my father up from a nap or sleep because he would wake up violently, like there might be a bayonet in his face, all the days of his life, the rest of his life. He never got a scratch in combat physically. He was scarred deeply, mentally. So they threw money at him. He got his MBA. That's great. He didn't get everything he deserved. We don't give our veterans everything they deserve, and they deserve more than coupons. Okay? Anything else?
No, I think we covered it.
Yep. All right. Do your research, kids. You can do better than coupons. Research the person, not the program. Okay?
Amen.
If they quack and act like a charity, make sure they are a charity. And if they're pretending to be or doing a kind of charity dance but aren't a charity, ask them why.
Right. Well, I was going to say, I don't think necessarily you have to be the charity to do the good work, but find out what actual benefits go directly to the people that they're saying.
Yeah.
I like
What's your
that
business
list
model?
that you highlighted because at least it's crystal clear, a lot more clear than a lot of charities.
Yeah. Tell us what you're doing. All right, Jennifer. Are we
All
done
right.
or are we?
We're done.
Amen? Okay, good. And thank you, by the way, all you guys that wear uniforms and gals. You know it ain't easy.
Let's see. Let's hope our thing doesn't get cut off.
It's not enough to just hide behind technology. Having real conversations with your clients, engaging them, digging deeper, understanding who they are and what they want, that goes a long way toward keeping top of mind awareness and doing the best job you can for your